Hi guys, just doing a quick live video for Mariuka's question about depression, anger, and frustration and how it creates a cycle. So what it does is it first starts off with anger, and anger on the feelings wheel is the opposite of powerful. So if you are powerful, you are not angry. Therefore, if you are not powerful, you are powerless and thus angry. So powerful is the opposite of that, and powerless is another word for anger. So when we are angry and we're feeling powerless, we try to make it fair. So a lot of times we'll go and do an action. So for instance, let's say that you feel powerless to get a partner. You might start trying to do different actions where you might go to do a dating service. You're doing an action now to try to find a partner. You're going out and trying to do something. You're now trying to make it fair. But if you can't make it fair over a long period of time, because at a certain point you realize that all your actions are fruitless, because actions can't actually make something fair. We have to shift our perception and our state of being to do that, our beliefs. We have to correct our limiting beliefs. What's going to happen is we're going to end up in frustration. And frustration is going to continue on the more and more we try to find different ways to act, until which point we get so fed up that we would actually literally pop. We would die. There would be no way to stop us from dying unless we had depression. And depression is like the steam release valve. And the steam comes out of this bubble that you have, that you've created up of so much frustration and powerlessness and anger, that you just kind of go into this place where you say, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not trying this anymore. And so that's how the whole cycle works. Starts off with powerlessness or anger. It goes into frustration because you can't make it fair, because powerlessness and anger says it's not fair. How do I make it fair? So you keep trying to make it fair with an action, which is a how. But we can't use how to make something fair. We have to use why first. So we have our what, then why, and then how. But how doesn't come until after you figured out the why. And that's the order we need to do it in. And if we do that, then we're going to break down the cycle of frustration and anger, and we're not going to go into depression. So if you are feeling depressed, what we need to do, or what you need to do, is you need to start looking at your initial powerlessness. What is the anger at the root of my frustration and my depression? So you have to trace back to this feeling of powerlessness, to this feeling of it's not fair, and try to figure out what kinds of things you are acting to make fair, and realize that, look, I'm just not going to make it fair by acting. Whatever this action has been is not going to work. I'm going to have to find a new way. I give up. I'm hopeless. I'm never going to make this fair. Maybe instead I can start asking why questions. Maybe instead I can try to understand why I feel so powerless. Maybe I can shift my perception. What if all I need to do is shift my perception, and then a new how will automatically present itself to me? Got a dog coming in. Because she heard me talking. Come here, baby. Anyway, so that's what we have to do with anger. We have to be able to work through it, or anger, frustration, depression, by, instead of going into a how to make it fair, we need to find a why it's not fair. If you have any questions, just put a comment below and we'll kind of dialogue about it. Have a good one. Hi guys, I just wanted to make a really quick video on causality and why. The why being understanding, empathy, etc. And the reason being is I woke up thinking about it based on the video I made yesterday about anger. And anger being powerlessness. So when you're feeling powerless, you are feeling angry. And that a lot of times people, what they're doing when they're in that problem is they keep skipping over why. They go what, then how, and they never ever go through the why. And then if you can first go through the why, then you can get to the how in a more reasonable fashion. And I'd like to explain why this is. And this is what separates us from pretty much everybody else out there. And this is because we are mystics. Deep down, we follow Hermeticism. And we're not just mystics in like, the New Age hippie kind. Yeah, I'm a mystic. No, they're still religious. They've just adopted the New Age religion because they are externalized. And you either have collectivists or you have individualists. You have exoteric or esoteric. You have religious or you have mystics. And the mystic is the esoteric, the internalized people. And so power is why. Why is power. If you have a why, you are powerful. If you do not have a why, you are powerless. And then there's two kinds of why. There's an external why, where you're a parasite and you're exercising control over other people and you're being the why for them. You give them a why. So you're always manipulating them and things like that. You're being caused over them. Or you're being caused from within yourself in a sovereign manner. So causality is very much connected to this. So when you're asking why questions, you're looking for a cause. So I'm going to read you something from The Matrix Reloaded. And The Matrix Reloaded is the second movie in a three-part series, Matrix 1, 2, and 3. The first Matrix movie was What? The second Matrix movie was Why? The third Matrix movie was How? They gave you the pattern within there. If people have eyes to see and ears to hear, they will see these things and they will hear them. So in it, there's this guy called the Merovingian, and the Merovingian represents, in reality, he's a metaphor for the Merovingian bloodlines. The Merovingian bloodlines are what a lot of people call the Illuminati. They are the people that rule the world from behind the scenes. They have cause, at least a type of cause. They are cause over others. They're not cause from within. They actually don't have cause from within, and that's why they resort to cause over others. But I'll read this anyway. So the Merovingian said, "Beneath our poised appearance, the truth is we are completely out of control. Causality. There is no escaping it. We are forever slaves to it. Our only hope, our only peace is to understand it, to understand the why. Why is what separates us from them, you from me. Why is the only real source of power. Without it, you are powerless. And this is how you come to me without why. Without power, another link in the chain." So he's saying, Neo, this is why you're coming to me. You don't have a why. You are just a slave. You are just another link in the chain. You're not a master. You're a slave. And so when we say we've achieved mastery, that means that we have achieved a semblance of why. You cannot be powerful. You cannot, so if you're angry, it's a sign that you are powerless, which means you have no why, at least in this area of your life. And so the more that you develop your why, the more you're going to leave this whole anger, frustration, depression cycle, and you are going to start being a sovereign. And hopefully you do it our way, which is the inside-out way, the internalized way, the esoteric way, and not the external way like all these other people are doing. So there's one of the Hermetic principles. I mentioned that we're Hermeticists, which is basically the root form of mysticism. All other forms of mysticism, interpretations of mysticism, come from Hermeticism and the 7 laws. These 7 laws are immutable, and they are not laws to be obeyed. They're laws to be aligned with. If you align with these laws, you'll be healthy, and powerful and strong. And if you do not, you will be weak. So the 6th Hermetic principle is the law of causality, or the law of cause and effect. Another word for this is karma. Karma is the law of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for a law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. And this is from the Kabbalion. The 6th Hermetic principle of cause and effect. Other words for cause: why, understanding, empathy, and logic. So when you have logic, you have a sense of logic, you are having a sense of causality. You understand how things work. Because logic brings understanding, causality brings understanding, why brings understanding, empathy brings understanding. If you're not an empathetic person, you are more than likely somebody who has externalized their why or has no why at all. They're either a slave with no empathy, or they're a master with no empathy because they have externalized their why. So we seek to internalize our why. Anyways, I woke up with this and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought that you would benefit and might find it interesting. There you go. Have a good one. If you enjoyed this video, please click like.
If you'd like to stay up to date with our videos, please subscribe.
If you would like to be notified via email whenever we release a video, please click the bell next to subscribe.
If you have any comments or questions and would like to dialogue about this topic, please leave them below.
If you're interested in becoming a patron and having special access to our community, please visit our Patreon page linked below.
We're Nathan and Aline from the Divine Pollination Hive and the UnityProcess.com.
Be safe,
Be sovereign.
be well.